still technically summer, but the boys of fall are here. We're live at Blaze Pizza's Fresh Meadows location, right in the heart of Queens, as the Varsity Media Sports Network presents the 2024 New York Catholic High School Football League Preview Show. Dylan Butler here alongside John Perez, and we are right in the middle of it right now. Listen, we've been at schools, right, but we are in the heart now of Fresh Meadows. It's bringing me back a little bit to my days of going to school just down the block there at St. Francis Prep. But it's going to be an awesome show. We're going to have a lot of fun here. We've got 8 different teams that we'll talk to live. We'll break down the season. We'll have Chris Hardardt, of course, the president of the Catholic League as well. And listen, you know, it's like I said, it still feels like summer, but the fall's here, huh?
Yeah, no, the fall's blazing up, no pun intended. Very exciting time of the year. Dylan, this is the time of the year where everybody feels that they are the championship team, and nobody else knows it yet. There's high expectations. Nobody feels that this is the year that is going to pass them by. They're leaving it all out there, and there's a whole group of seniors across the league that are ready to make their mark in the CHSFL.
Yeah, as teams break camp and they get ready for Week 0 games, everybody's undefeated at this time of year. So expectations and confidence are sky high. Before, though, we break down the upcoming season, it feels like it was only a few weeks ago we were at Fordham for some incredible championship games, putting a cap on a terrific 2023 season. Let's take a look back at some of those sights and sounds of the 2023 season.
There it goes, bucket right into the well. As Duff, still on his feet, shaking forward. KJ Duff to the end zone, will not be denied. Touchdown, Friars.
Look at this run by Tully up the middle. Jack Tully to the house. Touchdown, Chaminade. This is a returnable kick, and it is Cruz to do so. Cruz cuts it upfield. Look at Chase Cruz, open field. Chase Cruz. There's no flags. Touchdown, Holy Trinity. As this St. John the Baptist group, there's Vaikai getting around the edge. And Vaikai.
Here we go.
To the 30. To the 20. Vaikai, one play is all he needed. Thielen rolls right, ducks under pressure, again goes long. He's got Charles in the back of the end zone. Touchdown Hayes! Touchdown Hayes!
Are you kidding me?
Cleveland Charles! And you know, John Perez, Max Bowers, and Lucas Skoda, they're enjoying their pizza, and they enjoyed that moment as well last November.
Yeah, and it was a year that was in the making for St. John the Baptist, especially for Skoda as well as Bowers. And what a year it was for all of those championship teams. Cardinal Hayes, that might have been the best game that we've ever broadcasted on Varsity Media as well. Great championships. They always do a fantastic job in the Catholic League. And I know those guys are hungry now, and they're obviously hungry for a great finish this season.
No doubt. Let's take a look at the champions from last year as we pull them up here on this graphic. And well, before we get to that, let's take a look at the Week 0 matchups. And listen, it comes thick and fast, right? Like right away, we've got games coming up, and there you see it. The battle of the X, I guess, right? X marks the spot. Xavier and Zavarian. Stepanak will go back-to-back against high-level teams from Maryland, as they do. Love that matchup on a Friday night at Wagner College. Curtis and Moore Catholic. And, of course, the game that we'll have for you among all these games, it is Chaminade and St. Anthony's, that renewal of their rivalry out at Cy Donnelly Field.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with these slates. St. Francis Prep has a chip on their shoulder going against the defending champs. Holy Trinity welcoming in a new coach and LaSalle. So that should be a fun one. And, of course, Holy Cross, always a feisty team, taking on a very young but talented C team out of St. Joe's.
Yeah, look, another Staten Island battle too, right? Wagner and St. Peter's. That's pretty cool as well. But yeah, like, putting a bow on last season, right? Hayes kind of getting over that hump a little bit of losing some tough games and getting that big win, of course. How about Mario Valentini, right? His final game as the head coach at Mount, and he's literally carried off the field at Fordham. What a moment. And then for St. John the Baptist as well, they played a more Catholic team that had been to that title game for a couple years, and the Cougars prevailed in an incredible game as well.
Yeah, and we'll talk to more later, and they don't want to be the Buffalo Bills of the CHSFL. They've been to the title game 3 years in a row, looking to get over the hump. They certainly have the talent to do it, but as you know, on Saturday, anything could happen. I'm really excited to see what happens in the AA1. AAA is always competitive, and the AA2, but you're right, Mario Valentini, fantastic send-off, you're right, was great. And then Cardinal Hayes, it's interesting, we'll talk to them. This is, and we were talking about this off air, the first time that Cardinal Hayes is actually seen as the favorite as opposed to the underdog, where they like to play with the chip on their shoulder. That team, that small school from the Bronx, looking to make big-time statements, but they've got the target on their back this year.
I got a feeling that CJ is still going to find a way to have that chip on their shoulder. That's kind of just their mojo there on the Grand Concourse. The preseason seeds, the rankings, and these are important as we'll detail them. Let's take a look at them now. And the top 7 teams in the Catholic League, those are your AAA teams. So you have Hayes, Iona, Stepanak, St. Anthony's, Farrell, Chaminade, and Kellenberg. And then you go into the AA1, which I think is going to be, the AAA is going to be a monster, but so will the AA1.
I think you can make the argument, yes, you've got more Catholic, St. John the Baptist, St. Peter's, always competitive there as well. And then Xavier, you don't know what offense is coming at you, give or take. But either way, you look at that AAA, you could make the argument 1 through 5 that those are title contenders. Chaminade, a team that is looking to upset people, in Kellenberg, very competitive as well. They might get a few swings in their pendulum as well. So should be a lot of fun in the AAA as we continue to move down.
Yeah, so the AA1, it cuts off right there at St. Francis Prep. So Holy Cross down to Spelman, that's your AA2. And listen, we saw it last year in the AA2, right? Really tight games, Zavarian making it to the championship game, Holy Cross losing in overtime to Zavarian. So very competitive, that bottom grouping as well. Yeah,
we'll see. Christ the King always has athletes, Kennedy Catholic and Cardinal Spelman looking to round it out as well and hoist the title for themselves.
Yeah. And of course, we need to kick off our season as it seems like we always do. It's a kind of an annual tradition now where we welcome in the president of the New York Catholic High School Football League, Chris Hardardt, and get a little bit of a State of the Union with him and talk about the upcoming season as well. So, Chris, thanks for joining us here. Not too bad of a commute for you, I know personally as well, and I know you love Blaze Pizza as well, so it's a double bonus for you.
It's about halfway between my house and Holy Trinity, so it's perfect.
Well, it's in the contract, that's why
yes.
we had it here.
But we just saw all the sights and sounds of last year and the culmination. Great scenes at Fordham University, 3 terrific games. But this season, right, it's a special season. It's the 70th for the league. I'd imagine you're really excited for what could come here in the next few months.
You know, it's like you guys said at the onset here. It's the same thing every year. I feel like, 70 years in the league. I've been in the league now for 35. So half of the league, half of the years in the league, I've been involved in the CHSFL, and this time of the year is an exciting time for everybody. Like John said, everybody's coming out of camp and tweaking some things and thinking they have a shot, and basically everybody's looking to stay healthy. But it's a great time for football in our league, and we like to believe that we are the best league in New York State, and I think we prove it year in and year out. And like you said, our championship games last year prove it year in and year out. They're just tremendous games, every year.
You mentioned how strong the league is, and of course being around for 35 years, I'm kind of curious. It seems like there is a huge emphasis on continuity and creating a culture amongst the coaches too. How much credit do you give to the institutions as well as the coaches that have kept this together? Because it's not easy to keep a league in one stride.
Well, I'll tell you what, John, the founding fathers of this league really really, I think that was a big belief in the league. You know, this league was born out of 3 dioceses, and they all came together. You know, if you look at all the other sports, everybody plays basketball in their own diocese, and it comes together at the end. And 70 years ago, a group of coaches and athletic directors and principals saw the need, because of the way football is and the type of sport that it is, to bring all the dioceses together for competitive reasons, you know. And I think it was a genius idea. And right away, right from the start, I think the CHSFL always felt like it was its own separate entity, and they treated it that way. And there was traditions that were born out of it. And I just kind of keep trying to emphasize to the new guys who come in that this league is more than just playing football on Saturdays and Sundays. There's more to it, and that's what we believe, and that's what like you said, that's what our institutions believe, and it really started from day one, really. And I'm just a caretaker for it now. That's the way I feel about it, you know.
And I think part of that as well, of that continuity that John mentioned, is you've got new coaches here, right? New blood, but very familiar blood. Right. Guys like Tom Claro and Gino Tassone and Dom DeFalco, Jason Holt. These are all guys who have the year next to it of the school that they're coaching. So I think it speaks to the league, but also to these institutions as well, that these guys want to come back home to coach those schools.
Well, I think all of our institutions do the same thing. I think if a job opens in the building for one of our programs, the first place they look to is their guys, because their guys know the program, and there's a tradition and pride to what they're doing. And so it's more than just being the head football coach at a certain school. I'm the head coach at my school, you know, and I'm going to build it my way and build it like the forefathers did, you know, and that's just the way it is.
Well, I know that you've seen a ton of football as well, and we were talking about this, and, you know, there have been some great talent that has walked through the halls of all these institutions and on the field, too. I think we have some pictures there, too. But, you know, in 35 years, off the top of your head, some players that you thought were really amazing to watch, but then also getting to know them as student athletes, who are some players that really stick out in your mind?
You know, it's so difficult. Dylan asked me earlier in the week about this, and you know, the names, you just come off the top of your head, you know, the Anthony Brunettis, the Will Pools, the Matt Hans, there's so many players, you know, Alex Fletcher from St. Anthony's I could just think of, Matty Wilson from Holy Trinity. There's so many guys that have gone through this league. It's really, it's a disservice to only name a few guys, you know. Those are the guys that near and dear to me that I know I watched, that I saw enough of, you know, but you know, you go down a list of our players of the year in each you know bracket. It's like a who's who of who's who of college football right now. I mean, one of the best things I like to do is go through each one of the college programs and see how our guys are doing. Not just Holy Trinity guys, but how the guys in the rest of the league are doing. You know, and it's amazing to see what kind of players we're talking about. You know.
Well, I mean, you alluded to them a moment ago. I think we could pull up that graphic now of at least 5 of these guys, and there's a great look at them, right? From playing just down the street here, Marco Battaglia, St. Francis Prep, led the Terriers to 3 straight championships. That's when he played at Rutgers. Obviously, he's a legend at Rutgers as well. Will Poole, what a great career he had at Christ the King, and then obviously ended up playing the Dolphins in the league. Brunetti, your guy at Holy Trinity. Matty Hahn as well, played at Penn State. Devin Kajus, in my years, like, I didn't cover a Marco. I was the grade after Marco Battaglia at St. Francis Prep, but for my money, Devin Kajus, maybe the most freakish athlete of anybody. This guy could do anything. He was an accomplished, like, pianist. He threw a pole vault, broke a state record, an incredible career. But these are just 5, right? Like, Jeffrey Mack ran for, I think, 17 touchdowns in that championship game against St. Anthony's, and the list goes on and on. But I think it speaks again to the greatness of this league, and obviously the longevity of it, and it's 70 years and counting, no doubt. Chris Hardardt, we thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to a terrific year.
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for the outstanding coverage of our league, and the way you guys take care of all of our schools, not just a couple of them. So I really do appreciate that. So you guys do a great job. Thanks.
And Blaze Pizza takes care of you as well.
And Blaze Pizza.
Get
Unbelievable.
yourself some.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll start bringing in some of those student athletes and head coaches here as well. It's the New York Catholic High School Football League preview show presented by Blaze Pizza on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
And we're back here at Blaze Pizza. And listen, there you go, right? That's all you need to say or see, at least. If you are a regular viewer, right, of Varsity Media, you know the football and the sports is actually secondary. It's all about the reviews, right? The food reviews. And the Blaze Pizza guys are up next here, of course, for our latest review, our first of the season, John.
First of the season, best review of the year. Arrett Larian always does a fantastic job, as well as the rest of the crew here at Blaze Pizza. They were a fantastic sponsor last year for baseball. I can't wait for football and what they have cooked up as well. And I was spoiled last year at the Nassau County Finals. So, Dylan, I know that you are a pizza connoisseur. We've kind of halved it off here. So we'll go with the review, but I think we've got some special guests, too.
Yeah, before we get to them, I mean, listen, Fresh Meadows right here in the heart, right, of Fresh Meadows off of 188th Street. Plenty of parking in the back. This is the place to go. We're outside in their beautiful outside area here. You've got stores in Bayshore as well.
And Hicksville, too. And
yep.
If you're in Connecticut, if you just graduated from one of these schools and you're up in stores or just want to get pizza, great pizza out in stores, Connecticut, you can as well. But hit up that Bayshore. I did the Hicksville, which is a fantastic location. This is my first time in Queens, which is funny because we're both Queens guys. Yeah. But wherever you go, you're getting great pizza.
Listen, if you're a St. John's fan and you can go up to stores, watch the Johnny's beat, you can go to Blaze after.
That's right.
Right?
Celebrate on their turf.
100%. So you mentioned special guests we have. We'll bring the guys in now, and we'll kind of break down a little bit of what we have here as well.
Yeah, we got Mr. Rollins right here. Let's go through it because the viewers at home, they see all this pizza, but they don't know what's in it. So when they come and order, what are they getting?
Absolutely. It's all made to order. We have signature pizzas, which you see here. We also have our cinnamon bread, which I don't believe you guys have tried yet. Excited for you to try that. And then the spicy garlic pesto bread. So you pick, you start, and let's start sampling here.
Yeah. So this one right here, I'm gonna grab this one.
That's the 4 cheese.
All right.
4 cheese, pretty simple, right?
Pretty
like
simple.
Just 4 different. What are the 4
simple.
cheeses there, so the viewers at home know?
Leave it to the, our expert here.
We got Steve the expert here, capital S.
The next one you have is the Blaze Barbecue.
Okay.
It's one of our new signature pizzas that's lined up for the Blaze rebranding. And go ahead if you guys want to take a bite
let's
and
do
let us know what you think.
All right.
Ready?
Well, cheers. Yeah. Excited.
Cheers to you guys.
Oh, what took so long to get this on the menu?
I hear you.
It's great, right?
So, all right. So, Steve, once again, so you got the jalapenos, chicken. What else in the?
You got red onion and you got barbecue sauce on the base. It's a twist on having classic red sauce or any of our other signature sauces on the base. So you have barbecue on the base with the ranch finished on top.
And what's great about it is that it's not too much.
Not
so
too much.
So you're not getting thrown in the face with all these different flavors, which is great. Okay, so that's
Four cheese is outstanding. I mean, I love the ricotta right there on top, right? Like that little extra. That's usually like a cheese you're not getting often for a pizza, at least, right? Like you'd have it in your lasagna. I think that's an awesome touch. I think it was excellent.
And what's great about Blaze, it's all fresh ingredients and our dough is made in-house daily. You know, I think it really stands out than the rest.
And the big thing, too, is you got to come to Blaze to actually enjoy not just the atmosphere, but the flavors, too. Fresh out of the oven is fantastic. All right, so that's pizza one for me. And you're going to go down to, do you want pizza? Do you want, we've got the.
I'm going to go to my right.
dessert?
This
Sure.
is the jalapeno.
That's the pesto cheesy bread, garlic pesto cheesy bread.
All right.
All right, and then I've got
A little
The spicy
dipping.
pepperoni pizza right there. And that's drizzled with our new hot honey.
Don't eat all of those. I'm going to have one of those.
You got it. Well, if you like spice, this is for you. We feel it right away.
Yep.
Oh,
That's great. Go ahead. What do you got?
Yeah, no, the bread's awesome, man. I guess I'm a big pesto fan, so you got the pesto dip as well, but part of it.
And then, Steve, what do I have here?
You got our new dessert, which is our cinnamon bread
Okay.
with cinnamon and some sugar icing. Very delicious.
And this has been a hit. It's in high demand, and it's new to football season.
All right, new to the football season. Also, new to the football season is the Blaze Pizza Game of the Week. We're so excited to have you guys as part of that, and hopefully the football games will be as good as the pizza here at Blaze.
Yeah, no, 100%. And if it is, we know the pizza's going to be great. The football is going to be great. This has just been a fantastic partnership. So, guys, once again, thank you for this. This has been a great spread.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you for being here.
you guys are going to have to take this away from us. 'Cause we gotta concentrate on the show.
Not yet, not yet. So we'll take another quick break, and then we'll start bringing in some of these student athletes who have been fed, by
Yes.
the way, from the guys here at Blaze, as well as the head coaches. Here it's the New York Catholic High School Football League preview show presented by Blaze Pizza on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
How's it going? Israel Bonnie Kunda, running back for the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
Move with the rhythm. Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
Fresh Meadows, it's the Varsity Media New York Catholic High School Football League preview show. Dylan Butler alongside John Perez. And it's the first of our, we expect to be 8 teams here today. And first one up is the Titans of Holy Trinity. We'll take a look a little bit at their season and their key players and returning players. And John, we certainly know there's a lot of high-end talent, game breakers, returning for the Titans.
Yeah, no, a ton of talent that you see right there. Chase Cruz, Jaden Simpson, Enoch Thomas, and we could go on and on and on. Can't wait to see what the Titans have this year, too. Obviously, a little bit of adversity at the beginning of the year. Coaching change. There were injuries in there, but I know they've got the right man for the job now and looking to make some noise in the Catholic League this year.
And the Titans are just now to, I guess, stage left, if you will, here. And we'll bring them in now, and led by their head coach, Gino Tassone. And then next to him right there, Jaden Simpson, and then JoJo Patrick as well. And Gino, we'll start with you. Listen, we just spoke to Chris Hardardt about this. A lot of, there's new head coaches, but guys who are no doubt familiar with their schools. Holy Trinity is an alma mater for you, a class of 98. How special is this for you to coach this team?
I was telling the guys it's been 30 years since I'm a freshman stepping on the field back at Holy Trinity again. And I tell you, coaching has been everything to me in my life, but coaching my team, it's something special. And I'm looking very forward to this season and restoring the pride to Holy Trinity like when I was there in the 90s, the early 2000s when I was coaching there. And I'm just happy to be back. And we're excited to get started.
Can you take us through what it was like that first day of practice, kind of the nerves or emotions that you might have had, and what culture you want to establish as a head coach?
Well, when I first addressed them on the field, it just felt different. My blood, my sweat, my tears are on that field. And now their blood, sweat, and tears will be on that field as well. And it just brought everything full circle for me. And the excitement, forget it. I'm ready to go. These guys are ready to go. And we're ready to put Trinity back on the map.
I suspect we're going to see Gino Tassone with the Trinity flag running out, leading the group out for the start of the season. We'll hand it off now to Jaden. And Jaden, Gino's new to this program. You are not, right? A 4-year starter now. Often it's said that seniors lead high school football teams. Yes, sir. This is your team this year. How excited are you for this year?
I'm very excited. Me and my team, we've been working hard since Hell Week, and I feel like with the team I have now, we can make it all the way.
Jada, for you individually, what were some areas of your game last year that you wanted to improve on this year so you could have a great senior year?
My game last year, I feel like this year I improved way much on my game. Getting out my breaks faster, my cuts move. I feel like I could burn anybody that stands in front of me.
No lack of confidence. I like that from Jaden Simpson. We'll ask you to hand the mic over now to JoJo. And listen, JoJo, you kind of had to share the responsibility at QB last year at times, right, with Rocco Rainone. Yeah. Similar though, this is your offense now. This is you're leading the way, and I'll tell you, man, you are blessed. Obviously with the man to your right, but Chase Cruz as well, Enoch Thomas coming in, leading the way, running the ball, just like Jameer Reeder did last year. Yeah. What's this offense going to look like?
I feel like we're going to be moving pretty fast this year. We're trying to get the ball in the end zone, score a lot of points, and get off the field, get the defense what they need to do. And yeah.
You guys were just talking about, Hell Week, as you'd say, and training camp. What did you learn about your team in this part of the season that you feel can take to the next part of the season so you guys can have success?
I feel like the discipline, the foundation that Coach Roy set, we just try to be the best leaders that we can and help Coach Gino out for the things that he don't know about the school and stuff like that, and we just try to make sure everything's run the right way it's supposed to.
One thing that we know Gino does know is this league, and we'll take a look at the Holy Trinity's schedule now as we pop it up, and I think I know the answer for you guys. All right, because here you see the schedule. It starts off with LaSalle, and then a bit of a rivalry game with St. John the Baptist. So what, as you look at the entirety of this schedule, what pops out for you? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a few games on the schedule. Got a few friends everywhere, you know, especially SJB. I've been talking to my guys left and right. I just seen them in the pizza. So,
Sitting at separate tables, by the way.
They did sit at separate tables, but it was a cordial conversation.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, them, probably Chaminade also, and Immaculata because of what happened last year. So, you know, we got to try to get back from that. So, and that's really it, probably, yeah.
Yeah, well, listen, we got the Immaculata game, we got the St. John Baptist game. Those games will be on the Varsity Media Sports Network, part of the Blaze Pizza Game of the Week, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, boys, best of luck this season, and we thank you so much for jumping on with us.
Thank you for having us.
So those are the Titans of Holy Trinity, and they will exit as well. Thank you, guys. And we take a look, John Perez, at the Friars of St. Anthony's. And the year last year, 6-4, obviously playing in the big boy AAA. Some big wins as well, right? The St. Joe's win, especially St. Joe's Montvale, stands out to me. A game we had, of course, on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Cardinal Hayes, week 1, technically, last year. That 52-51 shootout was great, but that was then. This is now. St. Anthony's looking to get back to the promised land that they did 2 years ago, winning the state championship.
You see their preseason rank number 4. You see, of course, some game changers you've got to fill some spots for, right? KJ Duff, Mengi, and Preston Carey as well, but ballers still for the Friars. We bring in a few of those guys now as well. Of course, their head coach, Joe Minucci, entering his 6th season. It feels like you just became the head coach for Coach Reichert, but 6th season now as head coach. Just next to him is Cam Urso, and then far left is Gary Merrill as well. And Joe, listen, we'll start right there. I mean, we just showed the graphic. Obviously, and it's not new to last year, but every year you're losing some high-end guys who have going on and playing high-level football as well on the college level. But you just reload at St. Anthony's. How has the preseason been for you guys?
The preseason's been great. Everybody's come to work. We've had a lot of quality reps in these past couple of days. We got a good scrimmage in yesterday with Moore Catholic, and today was day 1 of game week, and kids are excited. It's a great opener with one of our rivals in Chaminade, and it's pretty easy to get up when it's the Friars and the Flyers.
I'm curious, year by year, whether you're coming off a championship season or a year where you don't win it, because I know that those are the expectations. Does the message change on day 1, or as a coach, how do you navigate changing year to year?
Well, I think since 2019, when I took over for Coach Reichert, he had built a culture, and we just kind of tried to, keep that culture in place. So I don't think it's so much about what happened the year before, is just trying to keep the St. Anthony's way. And the St. Anthony's way is we're always going to try and do things the right way. We're going to preach a certain message in terms of how we want our kids to behave. And, if we do what we want to do, and the kids, follow the message that the coaches are trying to preach, I think we're gonna work hard. We're gonna get a good product on the field, and the culture will take care of itself.
Well, last year, hand it off now to Cam, and Cam, the offensive guys get a lot of the glory, right? But football games are often won by the guys on the defensive side, and you're leading the charge there this year. An elevated role in a leadership sense. How has that been for you?
Well, it's exciting because we lost guys, of course, but I think as a team, we got a lot of guys coming back. We're a senior-heavy team, and I'm confident in the abilities that we have. We approach the offseason really hard, and I think the way we're coming in is going to be pretty good.
Cam, I was watching some game tape of your win over Chaminade on the road, and that was a pretty tight contest, and you were all over the trenches as well. That's just one example, but I'm curious for you, after you have such a great year, 5 sacks, 34 tackles overall, what areas do you want to get better in, and then what wisdom do you want to impart on guys that might be first-time starters?
Well, I had great leaders on the field like Dante and Dav last year, and I kind of want to take that role on myself and be able to lead my junior class. And, last season, that's in the past. That doesn't matter to me. I want to be able to come out there, work hard every day, and just, set the bar to a good standard for our guys.
And Gary, last year, was storybook in a lot of ways, right? You were not necessarily expected to be the starter. You were thrust into it. It felt like you didn't even have a chance to even think about it. Like, here, you're the starter, go. Here's the offense. And obviously the season you had was phenomenal. How much more comfortable do you feel running this offense this year?
Yeah, I feel like I have a lot more opportunities to get to know the plays and get chemistry with my receivers, and I think it'll be a lot easier to get going into the season.
I think for you last year, being a dual-threat quarterback, it was funny. At one point in the year, you were leading the league in rushing, and you were still throwing at a high percentage. How do you navigate the two? How do you get better in both senses to make it a better year two as a starter?
I think the running just comes natural with just being an athlete, but I think I worked a lot over the offseason to get better at passing.
So, Gary, we'll pop up your schedule now here. You play the games against Chaminade in the lacrosse season are always the two of the top teams in the country, right? You get up for those. Week 0, home, Chaminade football. That's going to be a lot of fun, too, I'd imagine, for you.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Always a good game. The rivalry's unmatched.
And Cam, you prep up in Rochester. Don Bosco needs no introduction. You guys are going to be thrown right into the fire. I guess as someone who's a leader, how much do you embrace that challenge?
I think I love it. I mean, we played St. Joe's Regional really early on in the season last year, and I think approaching it like that is great because it's going to fire us up. We got a good challenge coming up, and I'm really excited to play that.
Joe, how was their first test in front of the media and the bright lights?
Well, we'll do some reviews on the way out of here right now, and we'll discuss how everybody did. But no, I'm proud of them for coming here and doing their best. We were all nervous, stepping up in front of you guys, and they did a great job.
I'm glad you brought your helmet.
Yeah, just in case.
Generic black, just in case we need to take somebody out, I guess. Right.
Those are the Friars of St. Anthony's. Guys, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck this year.
Thank you, guys.
As well. So those are two of our teams, and what a year it was last year to be a Cougar of St. John the Baptist. And then you see their season at a glance, 7-4. I feel like at a point, I don't remember it exactly. I think they were 4-4.
Yep.
Right? Or 3-4. And then you get a big win against Chaminade. And then you kind of got rolling, right? And obviously, what an incredible way to end the season, winning the Catholic League Championship, their first since 2013, the 9th in the program's history. And then all we saw from Phil Alba in the offseason was him cooking, man. I don't know if you follow him on the gram, but the dude is a chef, right? And he obviously cooked things up during the football season, but he is enjoying cooking as well in the offseason.
He was flipping pies behind the desk. We had to pull him out from over there, too. Look at some of the players that were leaving, and then obviously some ballers that are coming back now. But I guess we'll start with Chef Phil. Before we get into the, X's and O's, what is the go-to dish? You're at home. You've got a full kitchen, full cupboard. What are you making for the family?
Definitely Italian.
Okay.
I'd say maybe stuffed eggplant, maybe a little chicken cacciatore, something like that. I think would probably be the way to go.
I like, too, because you bring everybody into your kitchen, right? You teach them a little bit.
That's it.
I like it.
Kitchen coach.
Right? I had some college friends over. I did some ribs. You were my inspiration. I was thinking about you as I was on the grill.
I appreciate
it. Sunday. Next to Coach Alba, we've got Lucas Skoda and, of course, Max Bowers as well. Big parts of last year's championship team and big parts of what they hope is another fun season. And, Phil, we'll start with you. Obviously, you're already looking ahead. You're looking at this year. But the mantra was process over results.
Yep.
But when you can get both aligned and do what you did last year, that's got to be pretty special.
Yeah, and I'm actually happy because what we told the kids is oftentimes when they do align, you end up getting the result. And this year on the T-shirts, it's the same theme, but the words are a little different. It's process above outcomes. It's the same idea. I just think it articulates it a little bit better the more I've thought about it. So the outcomes are really important, but our process always has to be above the outcome. And if we do that, whether it's football or life, these kids are going to do just fine.
Well, and speaking to the two gentlemen next to you, too, how much do you enjoy seeing them go through their process, and how much does that expand to the team?
So, I mean, the culture at St. John's is definitely growing in a very healthy way, and it's because of guys like the two young men sitting next to me. But it's not just about them. They tell you. It's really permeating through the whole team. We have, just about every day we have a thing called the Blitz, which is Brotherhood Leaders in Training, and we talk about leadership stuff all the time. And because if you're a servant leader and you know how to take care of people and think of others before yourself, you're going to have a great culture. And if you have a great culture, you have a chance of having a great team. And these two guys are a big part of that.
Yeah, we'll hand it off to Luca. And you were a big part of that last year, and now maybe more of a leadership role for you as well, right, this year. From your spot on the defense, how are you looking this year?
Thank you so much for the compliment. We've been working hard. Obviously, every team loses seniors, but I feel like we have really got the ball rolling in the offseason. Everyone was working hard in the offseason. Since camp started, everyone came into camp with that mindset. We're here to work. No one's thinking about we were the champions last year. We want to be the champions this year, and that's what everyone has their eye on the prize for. Everyone's been working hard.
Yeah, and Luca, I guess for you too, like, how much from previous classes did you learn that from, and how much of that are you taking into your own day-to-day leadership process?
We learned a lot from the seniors last year. We had great leaders, Michael Wheat, Colodro, a bunch of leaders, and they really shaped us into the leaders we are today. We wouldn't be where we were. We wouldn't be where we are without them. They really taught us the fundamentals of the SJB Brotherhood, and I feel like as a transfer student, I've really grown off that, and I've really became a brother in this brotherhood, and I feel at home.
We'll hand it to Max. And Max, I don't know. I'm dating myself, I think, with this reference. Maybe Phil would appreciate it. I'm not sure. You're an old soul. You might get it.
Yeah.
Have you watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Spicoli?
I was going to say, and we're at a pizza place.
Yep.
I thought you'd bring a pie onto the set, man.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I've heard it a couple times, and it gets me laughing every time.
But Coach Alba, I remember last year, in our notes, as we were speaking about the season, said, you're like a surfer dude. Like, you've got the perfect mentality for the position that you're in, because you got to be next play. You got to be loose, and you bring that, to the field, right?
Yes, of course. If something goes bad, you got to wash it out of your head. Next play, man. And look, you got to spread that energy to your teammates too. If someone has a missed block, missed tackle, whatever, dude, pick their head up and on to the next. Can't live in the past.
You mentioned some of the guys that you're losing from last year, but who are some players that you're excited to be playing with this year?
Oh, man, I'm excited for Julian Vitucci. Big O lineman, big D lineman too, man. I'm hyped for him. Sitting next to a great dude right here. Guys like Jovan Bonilla, Jaden Miller, another big one, Joey Rivera, all those guys I'm really hyped for.
I know you're also pretty hyped for the upcoming season and the schedule, and we'll show the folks some of that. And right away, you play a team that could walk here to this Blaze Pizza location. They're not here right now. They're at camp. They're getting their stuff together. And then a big one, Holy Trinity, a game that we'll have as well for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A pretty stacked schedule for you guys. I'd imagine you're pretty stoked for it.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty excited. I like that you said stoked there. It's pretty cool, man. Yeah, man, it's week by week, trusting the process, preparing for each team. I'm excited to go out there with my guys and have a good time,
Phil, he's got to be a thrill every day, huh?
So those are the guys at Baptist. Again, Phil, thanks so much. Luca, Max as well. Looking forward to the season.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll take a quick break when we got more coming up here. Live from Blaze Pizza here in Fresh Meadows. It's the New York Catholic High School Football League preview show on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
At St. Francis Heart Center, we're not just regional heart experts. We share our greater success with the world. We don't just pioneer technology. We do it more than anywhere on Greater Long Island. And we don't just win awards. We deliver greater outcomes for people like you. As New York's only specialty designated cardiac center, we're not satisfied with just being good. This is Long Island. This is St. Francis Heart Center. And greater lives here.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Well, John, we showed you the outside here at Blaze Pizza, but that's literally them getting the job done on the inside. That looks pretty good.
Looks like the four cheeses right there.
Or is that Max Bowers getting one to go?
That's definitely Max out there. Or his is probably already done. There you go. You see the chicken in there. It's a process. It's process over. I'm losing it. I couldn't play for him now. Phil Alba.
Results?
Over results, exactly. But
you get both here at Blaze Pizza.
You do. And the jalapenos, a little spice, everything nice.
So Blaze Pizza, big sponsor for us this year as well. And we've got a lot of games. Our game of the week. We're excited about that. We'll show you, I think we have it right, some of our games upcoming here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And there you see it. Started off with Chaminade and St. Anthony. That's a great way to start, huh, John?
Yeah, best rivalry on Long Island as well. But there you see Battle of the Bridges. You've got Stepanak, St. Anthony, St. Peter, St. John the Baptist. And, yeah, should be a fun slate that we have on the Varsity Media Sports Network. And a lot of those games will be games of the week for Blaze Pizza.
One team that we are certainly very familiar with here on the Varsity Media Sports Network is More Catholic. As you know, you talk about building programs, and Nick Giannatasio has done that. Let's take a look at their at a glance, if you will, of their season a year ago, and guys who have gone on and graduated. And listen, you know, it's about getting guys to play in the next level, right? You've got Akil Meredith Smith, Bowling Green, Boakai Vaikai, Maryland, and Matthias Leighton, of course, at Army. And the guys that we have here, as well as numerous others, also have a lot of offers on the table.
Yeah, 100%. And those offers are going to continue to come. And I can't wait to see the next generation of Mavericks as well, because you know that those offers are just going to continue to find their way to Staten Island.
You mentioned they're just on the outside of the AAA. It's part of the process. Maybe we'll put Nick Giannatasio on the spot here. It's what Blaze Pizza, right? Talk about fired pizza. We'll get Nick to grab the mic now. And listen, we've spoken a number of times, right, about this AAA playing in that division with Stepanak, Iona, St. Anthony's. I would have to think. I mean, you need numbers, certainly. You need numbers on the lower level as well, but somewhere down the line, that's got to be a goal, I'd imagine.
Yes, 100%. We want to be a AAA program. I think we're in the middle of that process right now. One thing that our situation is a little bit different, as you guys mentioned. We do have we're fortunate to have a lot of players with some offers and have come through our program to go to high-level schools. It's been a little different for us in that we've struggled, at least initially, to get the depth. And that's just because of a matter of like our enrollment. But now this past year or two, we started to see our program's gone to we're almost at 80, and we have some kids that are trying to push for positions in the varsity that may wind up being on the JV and ready to go. So we're finally starting to see the depth, and I think that was the missing piece for us to be able to go AAA. So we hope in the near future we'll be able to make that jump.
And I guess as a coach, how much does that energize you, knowing that it is a long process, but you're a lot closer to seeing that light at the end of the tunnel than you were maybe a year ago?
Right. It feels great, and I also think that, you know, we had to do it like when I spoke to you guys in the past, we talked about how, it helped us. Some of those early games against AAA teams where maybe we weren't as competitive we would have liked, it really accelerated the learning curve and has made us more competitive each year, like going against those guys.
I'd imagine also getting as far as you have in the season, even if you didn't get that last win that you wanted, reaching the championship game the last 3 years, I'd imagine also has to help going forward.
Definitely, from a playing experience perspective, and also after the 2022 season, we lost the majority of our team graduated. I think RJ is the only player left that played Chaminade in that game in 2021. So with this group, they were very young last year. We had a freshman quarterback, and we want to win a championship every year. Maybe we were a little bit ahead of schedule, but hopefully with the kids we have returning, we can make another run at it.
We'll hand it off to RJ and start things off with you. I mean, mentioned about guys with offers, 9 offers, Maryland, Temple. We're not going to put you on the spot here at Blaze Pizza to ask you to do your commitment, but
unless you want to,
for sure, yeah. That we'll bring a special pizza out for you. We'll get the logo maybe of whatever school. But no, I mean, how special is to play at this program, a program that is on the rise?
I feel like it's really special, like even since I first got here, I got my first offer as a freshman, and that just felt really special. So everything about it is just special, and I'm really thankful that I came here and everything. So
it's crazy to believe how fast the time has gone and all the ups and downs that you've had being a part of those teams that got to the championship. I'm curious, how do you take it to another level your senior year without getting too big for the moment?
Really, I'd say practice. Practice is everything. We go full speed and practice hard every day. And me and my guy here are leaders, So we just lead all the time in the field, try to be the best we can, try to just lead by example, be vocal on the field. So everything just starts in practice. When everyone goes hard, I feel like we could finish it this year, get a nice W in the chip.
Hey, we'll hand it off. Michael, I mean, this, as we were saying, I mean, what's maybe the hunger level? I guess it's a good word when you're at Blaze Pizza, right? The hunger level maybe this preseason for you, maybe as opposed to others?
We're starving, honestly. Personally, I'm starving. I know all my seniors are starving too. It's been 3 years, and we're dying to bring it home this year. And I have a great feeling that we are.
Specifically for you, I mean, listen, we saw what you did defensively too, just an animal out there. But how do you get better? How do you take the next steps as an individual player?
Practice, just like RJ said. We practice how we play. So every day in practice, we're going all out, treating it like it's a game. We're doing game scenarios every single day, and also working out. That's a big part of it also.
We'll pop up your schedule here and maybe hand it to Nick. Or even you guys can answer this. Off air, I think, and even the beginning of the show, I love this Week 0 game. I love that you guys have it. I love that it's Curtis. I love that it's at Wagner College under the lights on a Friday night. I mean, what a great season kickoff it is. Catholic, PSAL. I mean, how great is that?
Sure, I think it's exciting for our kids and for the community because a lot of them know each other since the youth leagues and grew up together. And it's kind of rare that we can have those crossover games because usually the PSAL doesn't get a lot of bye weeks. So we were glad to put it together, and we're excited about it.
I don't want to take the words out of your mouth, but you see the middle of that schedule, St. Francis Prep, C, Trinity, Farrell, all on the road. How much are you going to learn about your team in that stretch?
It's always tough to play on the road, and every week is such a war in this league. Everybody is so well coached. It's a challenge every single week, and you could lose if you're off by a little bit. You could lose because everyone's so precise. So definitely, it's a challenge.
RJ, last one for us here. The PC answer is Week 0, and it is a big one for you guys, right?
Yes, sir.
But you look down the road, at the Lions Den. Again, that's always special, man. That's you're battling for hearts and minds there on Staten Island. How excited are you to take on those guys at their house again?
Super excited. Hopefully, it's a night game, but I'm super excited. The team coming in this year. We lost by a little bit last year, but this year I really hope we could get them. And I'm just very excited to play them. Probably most exciting game on the island, to be honest.
There you go.
They've got a ton of exciting games. I can't wait to see this more Catholic team, and I know it's not listed there, but by the way that they're talking, I'd imagine that we're going to see them on that championship day as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's hope so, right? Guys, thanks so much for joining us. They had an especially long trip, so they can get even more Blaze Pizza for the road as well.
Thank you,
so enjoy that. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Shout out Coach Cosmo and water damage.
There you go. A little shout out. I like it.
I love it. How energizing are they? I mean, it's got to be fun to go to practice every day when you've got athletes like that, but good student athletes as well. And, yeah, it's going to be fun, and I know that they've got aspirations to finally get over the hump this year.
Yeah, you kind of, when you see programs like that, John, and you know that they're building, and you know that they've got, you want them to play AAA. Like, you love, how great would it to see them week in and week out? Of course, with a bigger roster, but how great would it be to see them, in those kind of games, right? Playing Iona and Stepanak and St. Anthony's on a regular basis.
Yeah, no, it'd be great. The biggest thing, as he mentioned, is obviously the depth. Yeah, you can win one game. Anyone can win one game. It's a matter of having the depth and the numbers to continuously compete week in and week out. So you're right. They have the talent to do it. It's just a matter of having a long season and being consistent in those stretches.
Chaminade, we see their season a year ago. I think that record is, you really can't judge them on that record because there were so many close games. You were on the call of their game against St. Anthony's, which was right there until the end, right? So, I mean, you see the losses, of course. Famous Seamus, Nick Rinaldi, Eamon Welsh, all of these guys now playing next level. Miller at Trinity, Rinaldi at Davidson, and Welsh at Wesleyan. And these are guys, too, the returnees who are looking to make that next step as well. And, of course, another one of these programs with a new head coach as well. It's a new energy for the Flyers.
Definitely a new energy in Mineola, and I love that we've got a couple of defensive guys out there as well and a couple of great athletes for Chaminade looking to take the next step.
There you see the helmet, and right behind that helmet is another one of this league's new head coaches, but certainly someone very familiar with the league. We've got Tom Claro, Lucas Cottagio, Dean Schmidt as well. Tom, we'll start with you. First season, but again, no stranger to Chaminade, class of 92. We spoke yesterday, even after playing, then you were coaching as an assistant for Bill Basil. This is a homecoming for you.
Yeah, and thanks for having us, and it's really nice to be here, and thanks to the guys at Blaze. Pizza was awesome. This is a dream come true. I told you when I spoke to you, and I'm an alum, class of 92, very proud alum. Been involved with the school, have coached through the years, but never really thought that being the head coach at Chaminade was a reality until when I was had the opportunity. It was sort of like a dream come true. So really excited to be here. Love working with the kids. I enjoyed coaching. It's been something I've done since I left Chaminade, since I stopped playing football. But coaching at my alma mater with kids that I really feel close, a kinship with, it's special.
What were those early days like in maybe the weight room or practice, just to be back with them again? But then also, what type of culture do you want to establish for this season?
Yeah, and Chaminade's changed a lot over the years. So it was a little different. It's funny, I because I've been gone for so long, I almost felt like a little bit of a stranger coming back. But quickly I got into the routine, saw a lot of old faces that I knew, in the building, faculty, administration. And then really when the kids started working out, when I got to meet them, introduce myself, explain to them what I was looking to do, how I was looking to continue a great culture of winning football, of great tradition, of really high-level academics, with sports, which Chaminade has. I think they understood that I was coming in as one of them. I hope. That's certainly how I now feel. But it took a little while. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hand it off to Lucas. Lucas, you're actually not the biggest now at this table. Coach Claro is kind of there with you. But as he just said, listen, he's a guy who was in your shoes, right? Literally, on that offensive line for Chaminade. What kind of a mentorship is he bringing for you?
Yeah, no, definitely. He's definitely been a great mentor. Obviously I'm going to Holy Cross, and he's a Holy Cross alumni, so, it's just always, it always helps to have a guy, who of his caliber to, help me through things and to get better.
You know, one thing that when we were speaking to, you guys last year, and I know that it was a tough stretch at the beginning of the year, but it seemed like the camaraderie was always there, regardless of if you guys were winning or losing. I'm kind of curious, though, how do you battle through that adversity, and then how are you going to use it this year to make the next step?
Yeah, we're not really too worried about last year. That's in the past. This year, we all bought in. We're just taking it week by week, and looking to win a championship. So,
and Dean, along those lines too, what's the preseason been like for this group? With new leadership.
So this preseason has definitely been a different feeling in the atmosphere, right? Everyone's been more bought in. It's just like this vibe that we're here to make some noise, right? It's less of everyone wanting to win a game. It's more that everyone hates to lose the games, I feel like. So that really helps motivate us day by day.
And Dean, for you individually too, 82 tackles last year, 8 TFLs. How do you get better on defense, knowing that most offenses are going to key in on you and the man standing next to you?
I think it's just confidence, man. I just got to play my game, not really overthink it, and trust that the work I've put in, the coaches that have coached me, that's all going to work and pay off.
We'll pop up your schedule now, and this is great, I think, for Coach Claro, because like you always want to say, right, the answer is the first game in front of us is the most important.
Right.
But it actually is. It's at St. Anthony's. Lucas, I mean, you've played in a bunch of these games. One more chance at the Friars. Close game last couple of years. How excited are you to go to Cy Donnelly this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's always a fun one, especially when you're starting out, against your rival. But I think we got a real good shot this year, and we're going to do great things.
I mean, you kind of stole the thunder, because I know that we're just going to get a bunch of cliches from this guy as well. But I think what's interesting about the Catholic League, and I know you guys can talk about this, you guys probably played youth football together or come up from the nearing towns. How much of a kinship do you guys have with the rest of the league? I know you want to beat them in the lines, but off the field, it's got to be a special opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I played against, Dean Schmidt sitting next to me, so just to come all together, it's really something special.
So you were with the Mustangs.
Yep.
Dean, who are you with?
I was with the Belmore Braves.
So certainly the Mustangs won, I guess, right? Is that what we're saying here?
Most of the time, yeah.
But now, obviously, teammates at Chaminade looking for a big season from the Flyers. And listen, Tom, best of luck going forward, and Lucas and Dean as well. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Those
much.
are the Flyers of Chaminade. And I suspect we'll see a big bounce back from these guys this year.
100%. No, they've got the athletes to do it. They've got the talent. That schedule's a bear, but we're going to learn a lot about Chaminade early on.
Yeah, and these are just a few of the guys, but we showed you a little bit on that graphic, right? Michael Dietrich back, top receiver. Tim Murphy as QB. Timmy Battaglia at tight end. And then joining Dean Schmidt at linebacker, Will Hanley, who moved up from the secondary. So a lot of familiar names, certainly, for this Chaminade team this year.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a much improved team. One thing we didn't see last year, two-way players. They're certainly open to that. But, yeah, it's going to be a fun year for Chaminade, and interesting to see those playmakers and see that they'll be put in a position to help them succeed.
Up next here on the New York Catholic High School Football League preview show here at Blaze Pizza, the Knights of Holy Cross, who I'd imagine, John, did not need a GPS to get to Blaze Pizza. You go up one block to Francis Lewis Boulevard, you cut left, you go about 2 miles down the road, and you're at Holy Cross.
Well, nobody cares about the GPS. They're in enemy territory now. Their enemies are right across the street. So a little bit of a road game for Holy Trinity, for Holy Cross, but defending Battle of the Boulevard champs.
They are that, and they're also a team that, you see some of the guys who graduated, Glowden, Woods, Alexander, big parts of this program, but a lot of returning talent as well from a team that was so close to getting to the AA2 championship game a year ago.
Yeah, very good team last year. A lot of speed, good athleticism. Can't wait to see them in 2024.
Let's show you the guys now. Here they're with us to our stage left. And first off, Tim Smith, who, listen, this is a league that I'm not just saying it because we're doing the show. Like, there's a lot of good guys in this league. But Tim Smith, for me, at the very top of that list. We go back many years. A terrific guy as well. And we've got Kyle Toppin and Liam Doyle as well. And Coach, we'll start with you. As we mentioned, right, 4-6, very competitive last year. In every game, you won the Battle of the Boulevard, and you were so agonizingly close to getting to the chip last year.
Oh, absolutely. Heartbreaking loss in overtime to Zavarian, take us to the championship game. We have a lot of returning players from that team, and they're looking for some redemption this year.
And have you seen a new sense of hunger this summer and these guys going into this year?
Absolutely. We started the second week in January. We haven't stopped. Non-stop workouts, getting prepared. They understand that off season is going to dictate how the season goes. I got some veteran guys that have been through the process already, and they're looking forward to a great year.
We'll hand it to Kyle there, and when you're in the weight room, right, and maybe you feel a little bit tired and you maybe need to get that extra rep, is that game last year what helps push you over the edge?
Of course. That loss was very, very sad of a loss. So we should have done better. We could have done better, and we made a lot of mistakes. But thinking about it really drives a lot of the veterans because we were so close to it, and we had the lead. But sadly, we didn't make it fully. But this year, we're definitely going to get that title back. We're going to go next year.
Kyle, with that on your mind, though, how do you individually get better? What areas of the game do you feel have gotten better this year?
I feel that a lot of things improved, really, because before I wasn't as strong as I am now. I wasn't as sick, but with the workout regimen that Holy Cross provided for the teammates, for their students, we really got stronger. Mentality is better, so we think we have a way better year than we did last year.
Liam, we showed at the beginning of the show some of the top players in this league from the past 25 years. One of them was a Knight of Holy Cross, and Devin Kajus. A terrific history of, even if you don't know Devin personally, right? Like, he's a guy who wore that jersey. The tradition at Holy Cross is special, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly what you said. It's tradition. That's all we strive to be, a Holy Cross Knight. There's one thing we all strive for is perfection, and we won't stop till we get there.
And I'll ask you the same question, too. So I know that perfect is the goal that you're going for, but Liam, how would you assess your last season, your junior year, and now going into this year? What areas are you looking to get better at?
Definitely just like football stuff and training. Like, I got faster, working on getting stronger, and just stuff like that. Technique, it's all that.
Let's take a look at the Knights' schedule this year, and a fun one to start off in week 0 with that's over at Flushing, right? Like the old Flushing Memorial Field. Know it well, taking on the Vikings of St. Joe's C, and another one of those crossover games with a PSL opponent, the Eagle Academy, and you go down the stretch there as well. And of course, on the second portion of the schedule are the Terriers. St. Francis Prep, always
huge,
always a fun one.
Huge.
How much pride did you guys have hoisting the trophy last year? And then what does it say to go back to back? It's one thing to be a close rivalry and win it, year in, year out, or flip cross it. But like, how much do you guys think about that, or is that something you don't think about until the game time?
The goal is to never let the trophy go. I think that's the one thing that me and Richie share. We both, once we get it in our hands, we don't want it to leave. And we work toward attaining that goal. So this year, it's in our hands. We're going to be bringing it. Best case scenario, we'll be taking it back with us.
I thought they were going to bring it on set.
I thought so, too.
Just come on down Reds Louis Boulevard with it.
Have you seen the size of it? It is
giant. No, that's how they work out, these guys.
Right, yes.
100%.
They hand it off to each other, do the curls, right? The whole, yeah.
Awesome stuff. Tim,
yep.
Kyle, Liam, thank you so much for joining us here tonight, and best of luck as well.
Thank you for having us, and we look forward to seeing you guys during the season.
No doubt, definitely.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll take a quick break as
Thanks, guys.
There's a I'm not sure what bus that is that's over there. Was it the 17 that's maybe just back there across the way? I think it is the 17.
It is the 17, Fresh Meadows bound.
Yeah, there you go. And we are in Fresh Meadows here. It is the New York Catholic High School Football League preview show. It's all right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the fall, but spots are limited. Contact us today for football, soccer, field hockey, and volleyball by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
There is literally, that's the fire there behind Blaze Pizza. Another look inside here, and we are so thankful. Dylan Butler, John Perez here outside. So thankful for the folks at Blaze Pizza. 1, for hosting us, 2, for feeding us, but also more importantly, being part of this community, this Catholic High School Football League community, and sponsoring these games of the week coming up.
Yeah, no, we're indebted to Blaze Pizza. They are the absolute best. First-class operation, and I think everyone out there, go out there, support your local Blaze Pizza. Locations right here in Fresh Meadows, Hicksville, as well as Bayshore. If you're on the island, if you're on the other side of the Sound in Stores, Connecticut, they have one just by the UConn campus as well. So should be a fun partnership. You get to speak to Arrett and the rest of the team. They're excited. We're excited. This has been a great match.
It has. And you know what? What's great, we'll pop up our schedule. We start off right away. Blaze Pizza, game of the week at Cy Donnelly Field. South Huntington, Chaminade, and St. Anthony's. Should be a fun one.
Should be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see this new improved Flyer defense go up against some of the studs as well. And Tom Claro, you know that he has been waiting for week 1, and I'm sure he's been waiting for an opportunity to go against St. Anthony's, whether it is his former Flyer blood or what they've done to Stepanak over the last couple of years, too. So that should be a fun one. And then rest of the schedule, too, is great.
Yeah, you see then week 1, Baptist Trinity. That's a game we had last year for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. St. John the Baptist winning at Trinity, and it was kind of the game that helped push them down the stretch drive of the regular season. St. Anthony's going on a road trip up to Rochester. And then fun, too, we kind of continue that battle of the Boulevard, right? It's a doubleheader at Holy Trinity. Morris Catholic against St. Francis Prep, and then Immaculata Holy Trinity rematch. We heard the guys from Trinity already mentioning that one and looking to get back on that. And, of course, Stepanak, St. Anthony's, 2 of the top 4 preseason seeded teams in the league this year.
Yeah, and there's no better place to watch it than on the Varsity Media Sports Network. The 70th year of the NYCHSFL. It's going to be a fun one. Any team can win it.
Yeah, Stepanak, Chaminade, bounce back year for those guys. Baptist, St. Anthony's, Hayes, Chaminade, and St. Peter, St. John the Baptist. All of these games on the Varsity Media Sports Network and Blaze Pizza games of the week. That's a great shot, huh? We're here from it's the corner of the Horace Harding Expressway and 188th Street to be exact here in Fresh Meadows, Queens, and terrific hosts as well here for our annual New York Catholic High School Football League preview show.
They're the absolute best. It was great. I can't wait for football season again. We're only days away.
I can't wait for some pizza.
Yeah,
let's get offset here. We'll get our crew fed as well. Want to thank all of our Varsity Media crew as well. Of course, our executive producer. He got his miles in today. Was hustling in all of the teams and coaches. Ben Turchin, our technical director. Chris Sweeney.
He was moving today.
Becca Kazaks. I think she liked her spot inside. Yeah. So I think they maybe gave her a couple of slices as well. Of course, the folks here at Blaze Fast Fire Pizza. For John Perez, Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us, and we look forward to this upcoming New York Catholic High School Football League season.